We're back on site today on our £2 million development where we're building 4 luxury houses. We were here a few weeks ago and I want to share with you an update and also some of the challenges that we've been facing because developers are facing challenges during this pandemic. If you're here for the first time, my name is Hussain. I've been in business for about 30 years and 15 of those years in property. And on this channel, I share with you my knowledge and experience to ultimately help you get further faster in your property investing journey. Today, we're at our new build development site, which is just north of Birmingham, where we've got these 4 luxury houses. And we've had some challenges recently, 2 primarily. One is the challenge around getting materials, and more recently was trying to get the utilities connected just to get the gas, electric, water supplies connected up to each property. They're just preparing the site now for the tarmacking to go in. So let's go inside one of the properties where it's a little bit less noisier to talk about it in more detail. So right now we're on plot 4. The last time we were here a number of weeks ago, this was just one big open space. So let me tell you about the progress that we've had, and then we'll talk about the challenges that we've had with this site as well. So in terms of progress, as I said, this was all open space last time. And to put it into some context, on this site, we've got the 4 houses that we created, the 4 luxury homes. 3 of them are brand new builds. This was the existing house that was on this plot. It was a 3-bedroom detached house, which we part demolished to extend out to create into a 4-bedroom house. We'll put some floor plans up as well for you to have a look so you can see what it looked like previously to what we're creating right now. And of course, it'll be a similar finish to the other properties as well to give you an idea of what it will look like. So they've got the partitioning up now, the stud walls, the ensuite will go here, the bathrooms. We've got another bathroom here and an ensuite at the end. You'll see those on the actual floor plans. So time frame wise, this one's probably about 5 or 6 weeks away, ready to complete. I know it might not look like it right now with the way it is, but believe me, once all the trades are on hand working on this, they'll get through it very, very quickly. And in order, the way we've done these, we've done the 3 new builds first in terms of prioritizing those to get those finished first. And they're probably a couple of weeks away before those are finished. The utilities are just being connected, as I mentioned, the gas, electric, water. So the tarmac's going to go in to finish the road. The testing of the connections needs to be done, so make sure the gas, electric, water, all those things are working properly. Then the certificates can be done and they're finished. So the first house, or rather plot 3, the first one to be sold, that one's been customized slightly for the buyer. So we've adapted the kitchen and some of the floorings and stuff to suit what the buyer wants. That one's just going through conveyancing. So hopefully that one will complete very soon, just as we do the builder does the handover to us on that particular one. This one, like I said, is a few weeks behind. The great news is we've got interest on all the properties. So the estate agent's working very hard, finding us buyers, really keen to get them sold, obviously as we would as a developer, because there's so much money tied up in these properties. I said we're behind where we would prefer to be, but I'll talk about that and the challenges around that in a few moments. When selling property, whether it's new builds like this or renovations you might be doing, one of the things we have to think about is the person who'll be buying the property and what they can see as what it will look like as a finished product. So some people are more visual than others, so some people can't visualize what something look like. For example, my wife is like that. When I'm trying to sell her the vision, she can't quite see what I mean until it's actually finished, and then she'll be wowed about how amazing something is. So for instance, here in this particular house, we're in the extended part of the house, so this is the extension. What we did on the other properties is we had some visualizations done. So for the marketing work that the estate agent is doing, they can show the visuals to see this is what the property will look like, this is how it will be staged. We didn't actually do that for this particular house. Now here, this is the extension. As I said, you can see where the old roof line was just there, where the old roof finished, and effectively this has been the build that now is an extra room. So some people can't actually see that and can't visualize that that's what something will look like when it comes to selling a property. So the more you can do to help your buyer, the easier the process is for the seller, the estate agent rather, to find you the buyers for that particular property. As I mentioned earlier, this house is a few weeks behind in terms of getting it completed to the other three, as we've been focusing on getting the other three completed first as a priority. But the site has had its challenges, and I talked about some of those challenges in the earlier vlog the last time that we were here. But there's some challenges that we've all suffered as developers. Who said property development was easy? It absolutely isn't easy, but I guess here's the thing, the rewards are huge at the end. The light at the end of the tunnel is fantastic, and we're very close to that now on this particular site. So two key challenges that we've had here. Earlier on, it was around the materials, not being able to get materials, particularly when lockdown had happened. Really the supply chain started to dry up, and plaster boards and other materials were really difficult, and that knocked us back a little bit. But the other challenge that often developers happen, and which is more common, is the utilities. Not only is the cost of implementing those utilities, connecting them, taking them from the road at the moment to the new road that we've created here, and then into the new three houses, but also the cost of what's involved in doing that and the timelines it can take as well. As you can imagine, during lockdown, all the utility companies were building up a backlog. They weren't going out to do any installs, they weren't doing any connections, so all the orders were still coming in, but piling up. So we were in that queue waiting for things to be done on this site, and it slowed us down a bit, which wasn't great. It just means we had to move around what things we're doing in what order. We'd expected to hopefully have had the road done by now, but we can't lay the road until all the pipes and everything have been laid and connected and tested. So we're at that point now, but this is a challenge when you're developing property. You can face things that are beyond your control, costs are beyond your control. So hopefully this is useful. Hopefully you're finding this useful. Make sure if you are, you hit that like button. Make sure you also subscribe to the channel as well, so you're getting these videos as when we release them. We're doing 3 videos a week now, so make sure you look out for those. Let's now go over to the house that's already been sold, that's sold subject to contract, and let me show you what we've done there. We're now back in plot 3. This is the one that's sold, and the solicitors are taking care of the legals, getting it all wrapped up to hopefully do the handover very soon. This one's being customized, as I mentioned a little bit. By that what I mean, because the buyer had committed to the purchase, we've made some changes for them. So the kitchen range they wanted, beautiful quartz worktops, none of which you can see because it's all under wraps right now to keep it protected and keep it safe. The reason we've got it in this state at the moment, even the floor, the Antigo floor's been laid, it's all covered up. The reason is because there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done. That work is the final commissioning, the testing of the gas, electric and water to make sure all these things work. There's no leaks, there's no shorts anywhere, and then it can be signed off. Any touch-ups can be done. The final carpets, coverings can go in as well, and then it'll be ready to hand over to the prospective buyer, with the outside being completed as well. So if you want to learn more about this type of projects, or if you'd like to work with me, whether that's because you want to invest in projects that I'm doing, or whether you want to learn what I'm doing so you can do it for yourself, then make sure you ping me a message and then we can have a chat about that in terms of how I can help you with that. And if you're enjoying these videos, make sure you hit that like button. Also make sure you're subscribed to the channel, the notification bell is enabled so you're notified when releasing these videos. As I said, we'll be back here in a few weeks time to show it all finished. I talked about the amazing views and the different stage on the previous video. Make sure you have a look at that as well. And then I look forward to seeing you again on the next video.